Hi everyone, Angus Campbell here, Monday the 28th of February 2022. Right, back on with the Rocket 3 top end rebuild, part 3. So on Friday the barrels went in to be rebored as recommended by Richard Darby, and the name of the company is Willenhall Engine Centre. At a place called Willenhall and Bilston in Wolverhampton, and they should be ready towards the end of this week. So in the meantime, we'll carry on with the head and rocker boxes. So firstly, the rocker boxes and rocker covers have had a good bath in the ultrasonic cleaner, together with the sump plate. Actually, I took that off because the engine does sump, so we cleared all that lot out. And first thing we'll do tonight is we'll get some new valve guides into the cylinder head. So the oven's on at 200 degrees centigrade, which is about gas mark 8, I think. And we'll put the valve guides into the freezer for the same length of time, and we've got sort of hammers and drifts ready to knock these out and hopefully get the others in, and hope that the old welding gloves will be good enough to carry this between the kitchen and the garage. Otherwise there's going to be disaster. And before you say anything, this has the full approval of my wife. So let's get on with it. Okay, that's the old valve guys out and the new ones in, but my god, they took some putting in. I heated the head to actually 240 degrees centigrade, and these took some welting out and in with the luckily the proper drift, but you can see I've somehow slightly bent that, and the ends had a really good welt. They were tough. I've done plenty of cylinder heads in the past, including triples, but god, these were tight. So what we'll do next is we'll just check these against the valve stems, because I've got a funny feeling that as these are so tight we might need to slightly ream these out, but we'll see how we get on. Other thing to report is that one or two bits and pieces have recently turned up in the post. Now that includes what we were talking about earlier, and these are the original style head gaskets, and thanks to everybody that you know, commented upon these and associated matters with respect to composite head gaskets and you know, thick copper ones. Now we've trued up the head faces, and also in conjunction with talking to the engineers and one or two comments as well on the previous film about the fact that the barrels look good and the liners sitting slightly proud of the barrels, then I am going to use this. But the thing to bear in mind is actually the sealing the oil drain holes, which are these from each of the valve spring recesses, which go all the way down the barrels. And I think I was wondering whether these actually lubricated the probably the cams, but certainly not the cam followers, because that's done through the bushrod tubes. But anyway, the key point is that you can see these are rolled to ensure can't see it very well from the side, but there you go. They've been press rolled so that they try and achieve a bit of a seal, because that can be a bit of a problem. So anyway, I'm going to give it a go, and I know some people say, oh, whatever, but they did fit these to Rocket 3s for over 2 years, from late 68 to obviously when they first started manufacturing to 71. So we'll give it a go. I've decided I'm going to do that. Also, the full unseal, sealed gasket set only had one of the sump plate gaskets, because you need 2 of these. 2 of those, one to go either side of the gauze filter underneath the plate. That needs a bit more of a clean up yet, but that'll clean up okay. And the other thing that I've done is these rocker boxes and rocker covers have had a bath in the ultrasonic cleaner, and they don't look too bad at all. I might polish up the caps a little bit more when we put it back together. Right, so next job then is to clean up the valves, check these in the guides, and then just grind them in with grinding paste. I'm not going to show the grinding in on film or the cleaning. I'll just wire wheel these on the bench grinder. It's great for that. But I'll hand grind these in using the old trusty tool, and the actual seats on the valves and the head are actually pretty good. They're not really pitted at all, so they're not going to take much grinding in. And what I usually use is I just use the coarse grinding paste so that you get sort of a nice rough surface that will probably seal better, obviously, on both surfaces. Right, but first of all, let's see how these valve stems fit in these newly fitted valve guides, and see whether or not we need to ream it out. It's now Sunday, and I'm expecting to get a call from the engineers tomorrow to say that the barrels are bored. So we're getting there. Well, the valves are cleaned up really well, and hopefully, as you can see, we can get this to focus. Not very well. There we go. They've been sealing quite well actually, and there's still a slight rough finish on them, so they've been ground in before, which is fine, which is what we want. But checking them in the guides, and as expected, there are a couple of guides that are too tight. So I've got some adjustable reamers on the way, and I'll just read up on the specs, which I think are in the workshop manual, regarding the clearances. I think it's 2 to 3 thou on each, and the valve stems are usually about 310 thou, I think. So people are stating that it's around about a 5/16 reamer required for these, but because I've got adjustable reamers coming, then we can be, you know, quite accurate with these. And I'm not surprised that 1 or 2 are tight, especially the centre ones, because they took a lot of drifting in. I know that sometimes it's better to try and press these in, or use the correct tool to draw them in on a thread, but I just can't get hold of the correct tool at all to do that, which I would have preferred, so I had to drift them in. But anyway, I think we're going to be okay, so that's not a problem. But let's have a quick look in the workshop manual. Right, there we go in the workshop manual. Valve guide, bore diameter, inlet and exhaust, 312.2 thou to 312.9 thou, and I believe that 5/16 is 312.5 thou. So I'll just check that, and I'll set a reamer up to suit. Okay, the reamer's working a treat actually. Just running in it gently by hand and bringing it out, and you can see that. Let's just get it focused a bit. There we go. It's removed removed some metal. So we'll gently go along all of these. The centre ones are the worst. They've been compressed a bit, but we'll sort these out and make sure all the valves are a snug fit, and then we'll get on to lapping in the valves. But anyway, yeah, pleased with these, going well. Right, that's that job done. It didn't take too long at all. So all the valves are in. They move nicely, and hardly any discernible side-to-side play. Just a little tiny bit. There's supposed to be 1 to 3 thou. So that all feels good. So what I'm going to do now is just quickly lap these in. The mating surfaces, it's not going to show up very well, is it? But there we go. They're really very good, actually. You can almost see actually that these have been grounding before, really, because it's not done many miles, only 1,000 probably. So these are only going to need a quick go, and because of the state of my joints at the minute, I'm not going to use the old hand lapping tool down there. I'm going to use the modern way of putting a drill on the back and just giving them a quick zip. And then what I'll do is replace the valves with the springs, and then we'll actually, before I do that, I'll give this lot a good bath. That's what we'll do. So anyway, I'll stop waffling on, and let's get these ground in. So I'm sure most of you have done this before, but as I say, the quick and dirty technique is drill on the end of the valve, and then you've got to have enough room just to be able to raise the valve. Put a little tiny thin smear of just use coarse, because we do like, I want a rougher surface. Should give a better seal. And then just rotate it in one direction then the other, and just lift it occasionally. And change direction. And then we'll take it off and have a check, and then if it requires any more, then you just do another bit of a smear of grinding paste, and we'll take it from there. But let's have a quick look at that one now. I've given it about 2 or 3 goes at the same sort of cycle that I've just shown you. There we go. So that's cleaned it up relatively nicely, but you can just see there one little tiny pit. So we'll just give that one more go, just to clean that a little more. But in general, that looks nice across the whole of the contact surface, and that's the same with the seat as well, so it's not going to take much. So I'll repeat it on this one, and then we'll go all the way through the rest of them, and then we'll get her in the bath again, clean everything up, and then we'll then install the valves and the springs. Bit difficult to see, I know, but all done, and I'm pretty happy with those. We'll see what they're like after the bath, but I think they're fine. I say they didn't need much doing anyway, and that was the general observation when I took them apart. They were all seating well anyway, by the looks of it. So we'll give this a bath now, but at the same time we'll do the barrels as well. I'll just get all the studs in, and we'll get that in too, and then we'll get on with finishing the head off. Springs. I'll do the first one, and the all important thing after you've installed them, give them every Right, there we go. Head complete. All the valves in. I've just got to put the inlet stubs on the back with new gaskets, but with the original Bakelite, or some people call Tufnol insulation washer in the middle, and just got the barrels out of the bath as well. So we're all ready to go then for the build. The rocker boxes I've already cleaned. Could do with another clean actually. I don't look that well, so I might give them another go. But anyway, what we'll do there is leave it for this one with all the prep done, and in the next part 4, we'll actually build back up the top end on the motor. So we'll leave it there. Sorry it's been a little while with this one due to my misdemeanors and stuff, and apologies if some of the clips in this one have been a bit unsteady because of my fingers and stuff. So I got a bit going on at the moment. But anyway, thanks very much for watching, everybody. Thanks for subscriptions, comments, and any interest, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.